New Yorkers did it because we did it together. That's what was so different, so challenging, but so exciting. The only way for each of us to be healthy was if all of us were healthy. The only way to protect my health was if you were willing to protect my health. And we did it together. Challenge for all of us, but a challenge for each of us. Each of us had to battle our own fears and our own demons to be ready for the moment. And this Governor Mario Cuomo bridge, we're here today to say happy birthday. I'm here today to say happy birthday. It's my father's birthday today. And he would be very proud today. I miss him very much. I miss him every day. But in a lot of ways, he's still with me. There are many nights that I went to sleep during this past 106 days, and I laid there in the bed and I said, what would my father tell me to do today? And I could hear his voice, and he gave me great advice and great comfort in some of the longest nights. And I knew exactly what he would say. He said, take responsibility, own it, don't point fingers, don't get into a blame game. You're governor of the state of New York. Take responsibility. Take responsibility for all of it and be accountable for it. My father would have quoted Winston Churchill. He loved Churchill saying, never give up, never give up, never give up. My father said to me, rise above the politics. They're going to play politics. They always do. Don't sink to their level. Don't listen to the naysayers. Speak to people's better angels. And he would say, trust the people of the state. Tell them the truth, and they will do the right thing. And that's exactly what I did for 106 days. I told the people the truth. I told them the facts. I didn't sugarcoat it. I told them what we had to do, and they did the right thing. And they wrote a beautiful chapter in the history of this great state and in the history of this nation. My father always spoke about the fundamental philosophy of operating as a family. As a family, we take it for granted. I'll help you, you'll help me. We're family. We're all family. We're all family. The state is one family. When they murdered Mr. Floyd, they murdered a member of our family. That's what the protests are saying. When one of us gets sick, we're all suffering in this state. So we're all supporting one another. I think my father would have loved where we came out of this, because his dream, his moral leadership was just that simple. It came down to love, care about one another, and act like you care about one another and you love one another. And that's what we did. Tonight we're going to illuminate the bridge in blue, because blue is my father's favorite color. And when he's looking down, I want to make sure tonight he sees his bridge lit up blue, and I think it'll put a smile on his face. Questions, comments?
Governor, in terms of having concerns about people coming here from other states, are there anything, sort of protocols you can put in place, temperature checks at the airport, et cetera? I know it's much harder to do by people traveling by car, but is there anything the state can do to really make sure there's not...
Yeah, we're not there yet, Zach. What other states did, if you remember in the beginning, when they were afraid of New Yorkers going there, they did a mandatory quarantine, that if New Yorkers traveled to their state, they had to quarantine for 2 weeks. We're not there yet, but it is just a great point of irony that when we start this situation, the other states said, no, we don't want New Yorkers coming here. Federal government was talking about blockading New York. and not allowing New Yorkers to leave, right? That's what they were talking about. Now, it would have been illegal, unconstitutional, and it would have started a civil war. But I don't know that any of those things has ever stopped the federal government before. But that's where we were. They wanted to blockade New York. The other states wanted to make sure no New Yorkers went to their state. Fast forward 106 days. We have the lowest infection rate. And my health officials are saying, we hope people from Florida don't come here. Peter.
Yeah, you were talking yesterday about calling business owners. How many businesses did you call, and what kind of reception did you get? Were they?
I'm sorry, a little louder, Peter, please.
What kind of reception did you get from business owners that you called about shutting down and staying shut down?
Oh, people send me texts and videos and pictures. And they were sending me texts and videos of particular restaurants and bars at particular times. We got over 25,000 complaints from people, which is a very interesting phenomenon, by the way. We've never gotten 25,000 complaints. Sometimes when I say something really absurd, but not even 25,000. People are concerned. People are scared. So now they see a business doing the wrong thing. They snap a picture, right? Everybody has a phone and a camera. They snap a picture, they're doing complaints, 25,000 complaints. Some of them actually text them to me. So I made a few phone calls and said to restaurant owners, bar owners, what are you doing? We have the guidelines. I'm looking at a picture of your establishment taken 25 minutes ago, and people are violating everything, everything. No masks, no social distancing. You're violating the rules. What are you doing? And look, the state is going to enforce the rules. The state licenses bars and restaurants for a liquor license, state liquor authority. You can lose your liquor license. You lose your liquor license, that's serious. So I just wanted to make sure they knew the laws and the rules. I wanted them to make sure they knew that the state was going to be sending out inspectors, and this was a very serious sanction. And even their patrons don't respect it. That's what's interesting here. The people of the state know what they did. They know the sacrifice they made over 106 days to get that virus down. And they don't want anyone's irresponsibility to jeopardize that. You know, the reciprocity is real. I've been with people, somebody walks by, doesn't have a mask. They are outraged. So I think that's why there are so many complaints. There are a lot of conscientious people who paid a very high price, did the right thing, and they don't want other people ruining it for them.
What kind of response did you get from business owners?
Little disbelief, little shock that this would have communicated that quickly, and frankly, that I would have called. But no denial. You know, they would say, we told people, was their best response. But what does that mean, we told people? They're your patrons, they're in your establishment, you're responsible.
Governor, how will social distancing be enforced on the bike path?
Like any other path, like any other park, stay 6 feet apart. When you can't, wear a mask.
Are there any barricades separating direction from Westchester and Rockland, or with bikers and pedestrians?
You want to answer, Matt?
Yeah, no, there are not. As an example, today when we open the path, we're going to have staff all across the shared use path to make sure, reinforcing that people need to stay socially distancing. We also have signage out there as well.
Thruway authority staff?
I'm sorry.
That's the Thruway authority staff
Yeah.
is monitoring? Okay, thank you.
Governor Joel confirmed to us that several private schools have reopened under the Phase 2 religious gathering allowance. We've also, have videos of dozens of kids going in off buses with backpacks, no masks. There was also another video we got of a huge wedding in KJ last weekend with hundreds in attendance. Orange County says Curious Joel is in state police's jurisdiction. Why isn't state police enforcing your executive order?
Well, first, local governments have the primary responsibility for enforcement. That is the law. And I've said a number of times, local governments have to do their job. My father's advice to me, take responsibility, own it. I have taken responsibility for every bad decision and every unpopular decision, right? I'm the one who closed down. I'm the one who sets all these rules. Everybody's angry at me. Fine. The one thing I need the local government to do is actually enforce them. Now, they don't want to enforce them because they're not popular. You know, nobody wants to go to the bar and say, you guys have to wear a mask. You guys being gender neutral, are violating the social distancing. I get it, but they have to do their job. Any religious group, any community, they have to do their job. If they need backup help by the state police because they can't handle it, then we'll provide state police backup help. But they have to do their job. I can't use the state police everywhere in the state. We don't have enough state police. I need the local governments to do their job. One more, then we're going to cut a ribbon.
Hey, Governor, in chatting with any of the restaurant owners or bar owners about lack of social distancing and not wearing masks, did any of them counter to you by saying, well, where is your call and your request to the protesters who have been gathering and not really social distancing, in some cases wearing masks? Shouldn't the rules be the same for the protesters as they are for the bar owners and restaurant owners?
They didn't say that because they listened to my briefings. And because I have said to the protesters on a number of occasions, you should be wearing masks. And by the way, I said to the police, you should be wearing masks. Even on a symbolic level. You want people to enforce, you want to other people to comply with the law. You're going to enforce the law. Adhere to the law. Wear a mask. Police officer and protester. Just kidding you.
Governor, can you give us your impression of the bridge path, and do you think it'll have an impact on